You are as healthy and fit as your self-image tells you that you are. Now, what the hell does that mean? Well, let me give you a quick story to kind of backtrack. So you are as healthy and fit as your self-image says that you are. I read a book years ago that was written, I believe, in like 1960s, 50s, right around that time era, called Psycho-Cybernetics. You may have heard of it, kind of popular in the sales area. So if you're into sales or whatever, maybe you've heard about that book. But basically what this book talks about is the concept that we perform to the level of our self-image. Now that begs the question, what is a self-image? Okay. And I'm going to put this in the most non-scientific way that we can put it here, but basically what it is it's the concept, this image that we have of ourself in different areas of our life. So I could have, for example, a high self-image of being healthy and fit, which I do, right? And so that translates into activities, behaviors, and habits that allow me to be healthy, well, and fit. Okay, because the subconscious belief, that's what it is. A subconscious belief has drawn a picture of what my self-image is. So it says, Griff is healthy and fit. Griff is a healthy 47-year-old, right? I'm being a little simplistic here, but that's that belief system and the narrative that I have in my mind that says, this is what I do on a daily basis. Even if I'm tired, I'm going to move my body. I'm going to take care of my sleep. I value energy. I value vitality. I value optimizing my health. These are the values and the narratives that constantly go through my head. Can't help it. It's just subconscious. That's how my mind is trained to think. Now, here's something very important. I want you to write this down. All actions are belief driven. All actions are belief driven. So if you find areas of your life that are suboptimal for your own liking, simply you got to ask yourself, what beliefs are driving the action? So we're going to do a little bit of an activity here. And I want you to really do this. If you can't do it now, I want you to make the intention that you are going to do this, okay? So promise me, pinky swear, that you are going to get a piece of paper out, clear out all the distractions. I recommend getting meditative before doing this. Maybe do like a 15-minute, 20-minute meditation. Clear your mind. Clear the slate. Get all the nonsense and the noise out of your head. And the first part of this is you're going to write down the successful areas of your life. Okay, so maybe you feel like you're a hell of a father. And you write down, I'm a successful father. And then you're going to write down, what are your surrounding stories, narratives, and beliefs around that area of your life? So it might be like, well, you have a narrative that says family first. I am obligated and committed to my kids, right? Write it down. Don't edit, just write it down. What you're gonna find, and just keep going, brain dump. I don't wanna get like into the minutiae, but just allow yourself to get that on paper. What do you feel? What are you thinking? If you've got something up there talking, get it on paper, okay? Then we're gonna do the opposite and do that for 2 or 3 areas of your life, okay? At least one. So commit to me right now in this etheric field that you're going to do it. The next part is we're gonna do the opposite. Now this one takes a little bit more cojones, okay, right? I want you to do the opposite. Find an area of your life where you're not very happy, okay? We all have them. No shame, no guilt, none of that nonsense. But same thing. What dominant beliefs do you have around this? So let's take health and wellness. Let's say that you want to become more healthy and well, or you want to lose weight or whatever, and you have the belief that says, I don't have time to work out. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not supported. I've never been able to stay consistent. I don't like working out. I don't like being in pain. I don't like feeling restricted. I don't like being told what to do. I want to be loved for who I am, right? These are all things and beliefs. These are just examples that you might find similar to your own situation, okay? Now, again, it takes cojones because this is where you have to get real with yourself. This is not, again, I want to remind you, this is not about guilt, not about shame. This is about becoming real with yourself and going inward. The only way that we can make change is if we get through the nonsense, like the superficial nonsense that society puts on us. Hey, get in shape. 60 days, 60 pounds. That's a bunch of bullshit. Like, get to the real root of why we do things and why we don't. Neuroscience tells us right now that 96 to 98% of all human behavior is subconscious in nature. We're not even thinking about that. So what if I have a belief that says, I'm not good enough to change, I'm not worthy enough to change, I'm not capable enough to change, I'm too old, I don't have enough energy, I'm too busy, blah, 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 blah. Good luck with that. Because if 96 to 98% of all of your beliefs are driving actions that you don't like, that is a self-perpetuating vicious cycle that leads to the road of nowhere. And I would say even further, the roller coaster of doom of health and wellness, because you might have the intention, I'm going to go all in. Then you got those subconscious beliefs that says, oh, no, you're not. And then you come right back down because you act on the beliefs. See what I'm saying? Right? So with that, here is your action assignment. I want you to take one negative belief at a time, okay? Through this activity. You're going to get all your beliefs. You're going to take one at a time. You're going to extrapolate that. And then you're going to do what I call lawyer the hell out of it. So you're going to put on your lawyer cap, okay? And you are going to cross-examine the belief. I don't have time. Let's just take that one, most common one ever. So we might say, okay, is that really true? Is it really true? If somebody came up with a gun that says, make time for working out, are you going to make time? So right there, you absolutely know that it's nonsense. You know that there is time. And that's not to be forceful. That's not to be judgmental towards yourself. That's just to be like, hey, you know what? I make up BS excuses. Like, there's time for Netflix. There's time for a movie. There's time for this. There's time for anything else. Why? Because we make it a priority, right? So one thing at a time, lawyer the hell out of it, really cross-examine it, find out, pull out the legs of those beliefs, right? You'll find that as you start to cross-examine all of the things that you think are so hard and fast and steady truths in your life, like, no, they're not. No, I could think a different way. Oh, I could reframe that. Oh, that doesn't really hold up because I could shift this around. I can make that happen. Oh, if I reprioritize that, I sure as hell could make that happen, right? So the next step is, once you're aware of this, is to do the opposite. Do the opposite thing. Once you know that you have this erroneous belief that says, like, I don't have time, just do the opposite. One thing at a time. Make time. Make time for a 10-minute walk. Why? Because you're not asking yourself to change the world. You're just asking yourself for one quick change, one simple behavior that's not going to cost a lot. And then it says to yourself, oh, I can do that. Right? So what are we trying to do here? We're trying to drive reward, because there's going to be a reward for doing something and accomplishing it. And if we drive reward, guess what happens? When I'm doing something and I'm getting a result, which creates like dopamine and pleasure chemicals, that's reinforcing pleasure in my mind. And I'm slowly changing that subconscious belief over time by doing one thing at a time. But you have to be committed. Once you do one thing and you master it, go to the next. Go to the next belief. If you do the exercise right, you're going to get a whole list of beliefs, right? Start with the most damning belief, if you will. What's holding you back the most? And then what's the next one? What's the next one? What's the next one? Okay. I know this exercise. I've shared this with countless clients. Okay. I hope you take this seriously. Take the time, commit to yourself that you're going to do this exercise. Don't just listen to the video. Do it. Okay. Thank you, my friend. We appreciate the time I appreciate the time that you give me here. I know these are different subjects that not a lot of people are talking about. So if any of this resonates with you, please share this, subscribe to this as well. Remember, there's much more to come. If you want help on your health and wellness journey, I would be more than honored to talk to you. We do a free discovery call, so you can click here. We'll hop on that. no pressure, and it's just a chance for us to connect. It's a chance for me to learn about you, your unique situation, what makes you click, and where do you want to go, okay? And if there feels like there's a win-win from there, we can go from there. And at the very least, we will see you in the next video. Take care.